Hi everyone, happy weekend. This is Tim Knight, Slope of Hope. Um, it has been quite some time since I've done a video update, but I thought it might be a good thing on this Saturday. This might be my only post of the day. And I wanted to talk very briefly about the market in general and then show a few of my long and short positions. As far as the market, I guess broadly speaking, and we're looking at the SPX here, on the bearish hand, or paw if you will, the prospect of us being in a genuine bull market and pushing up to new highs, even over the period of the next few years, I just find very difficult to accept. Looking at the confluence of patterns here, the run up has gone very far. I guess farther than I anticipated. In the back of my mind, I've been hoping since probably late spring for things to soften up, but they've been pretty relentless, with the exception of the late June, early July dip we had here, which is pretty inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. But we are up against just a number of what I consider very important items here. First of all, as I've pointed out, the 50% retracement of the whole move, the fact that we're approaching the upper line of this channel, and also the fact that we're approaching this particular arc. These prices are near this triad of what I consider very strong resistance. Now, if let's just open the possibility that, goodness gracious, what everyone did in the Fed and the banks and so forth worked, and it was the right thing to do, and the economy is truly on the mend, and earnings are good and so forth, there is a possibility that we could reach what I would call escape velocity past this gathering, and the next logical level would be up to this 1225 zone. Hope it doesn't happen, but my hope doesn't really enter into this. So I'm watching these highs carefully, because if we bust through those three levels, it's more bad news bears, I would say. On the other hand, if we start to slip, and especially if we can get below the early November low shown here, that's a game changer. So we continue to watch and wait, but I think at this stage, especially the past few weeks for bulls and bears alike, it's been really a grindy, challenging market. I have been expanding my long positions. It's still on a percentage basis only about maybe 10 to 12% of my positions, but I've been trying very hard, because I don't like missing these big bull runs, to find positions I consider good longs. And they come in about three different flavors. One of them are these very large bases, such as this one, Asia. It's tough for me to buy these because they've already gone up many hundreds of percent. But what I've tried to continue to tell myself is that there's nothing to prevent them from going up many hundreds of percent more, as we've seen. Another sort of style is the kind of classic breakout and retracement, as we see here in BBEP. And another style is just sort of catching the bottom of one of these up channels, series of higher highs and higher lows. I'm trying to buy into one of those higher lows. So I'm just thumbing through these one by one to kind of give you a taste of the kind of things that this bear actually owns. Because out of the many hundreds of stocks I've looked at, I've actually come to sort of like these. And as with both stops and shorts, longs and shorts, I've got stops on these. I do admit that the one bearish bias I do put on these is that I've got a more stringent stop than I do on my shorts. I don't give these guys much room to wander. This, of course, SKF on the long list. This is the only not bullish long. This is an ultra bear short. The pattern's still in place, although I'm not thrilled by this weakening right here. What we'd want to see is a continuation and a completion of that pattern. So of these 28 longs, that's the only kind of fish out of water. And our old favorite TA, that's just such a beautiful pattern. I mean, I think over the long term, I've got big dreams for that one. That could be a real beauty. So this is getting near the end of the long positions. Now the shorts, which I'm not going to show you all of because there's just too many of them. Most of these are in this kind of pattern, which is a very large dome or inverted head and shoulders of some kind. I mean, excuse me, a very large dome or head and shoulders, and a very large retracement from their bottom. So I see them kind of bumping their heads up against one ceiling or another. So it's remarkable to me how many stocks look like this. So I mean, I'm only halfway through the A's at this point. There's a lot of these. So I'll just say a few more words as we sort of hypnotize ourselves with these things. The the end of the year is coming up. There's only about 15, if that, trading days left. I'm not sure, given the tremendous run-up we've had, what that means. Will the bulls just kind of run out the clock? Will things have a final burst into the end of the year? It's been suggested that between now and the end of the year, there will be a dip both in gold and equities. Gold already done that. It's 9% down already, but there's some calendars and cycles that indicate that there'll be a sell-off getting to a low around the beginning of the new year. That kind of makes sense to me. I think I would be very strongly inclined myself to ditch out of my big short positions where we'd have that kind of thing, because as I've said, and I'll continue to say, I don't think there's any sort of cataclysmic fall coming. This is going to be a frustrating market for bulls and bears alike. Unfortunately, I think the past 3 weeks have been sort of a microcosm of what the next few years are going to be like. Just very difficult and frustrating, and really a stock picker's market. So I'm looking forward to a new year and some new psychology from the market. But I consider myself well positioned now for any kind of sustained weakness, particularly among the small caps, because I've got a collection of shorts that I'm very pleased with. And I think that in spite of the strength we've seen over the past few months, the one thing I am proud of is that whatever losses I've suffered have been very, very small, mainly because the shorts have been well chosen. It's nothing to beat a drum about to lose a little, but it beats the heck out of losing a lot. I'd prefer to make a lot, and I'm always working toward that. But as I said, this is a stock picker's market, and goodness knows that's what I've been spending a lot of time doing, just one by one. So anyway, I'll wrap it up here. For a change, I'm not going to be frantically staring at the 10-minute mark. We'll end it at about 9 minutes. And if I don't get to say so, wish everyone a happy holiday season in whatever form it might take for you. And appreciate your being part of Slope. Delighted with the community here and what we've built and how we're learning from one another. And I wish you good luck and good prospects for the balance of 2009. Let's all look forward to a bright new year. Thanks.